Welcome to the treasure chest. We are diving into the wait list. So this is our most current wait list in 2022. And this is going to be one of my most first in-depth instructional videos on how to use our wait list, how to manipulate it, how to make it work for you. I'll talk a little bit about formulas. I'm going to talk about everything. We might break this up in a couple different videos. Either way, find out. I'm going to put a couple other videos as recommended after this one. I've got a video up here from a previous one that may be helpful. And then I've got kind of a instructional technical one over here. We'll put those at the end screen so you can check those out. If you haven't already checked out the treasure chest, there's going to be a link right here to go find it. Or that'll be a video about the treasure chest. So I hope you're in there. Our wait list is in there. I'm going to focus on our Google Sheets waitlist. It's such a great way to manage your program. You can manage it from home and from the center simultaneously. You're not missing anything. You can communicate on it. Gosh, there's so many different great ways to use a waitlist. All right, here we go. Let's dive in. All right, we're in the treasure chest and let's jump into waitlist. Let's open that up. Scroll down just a little bit, and we are going to work on just our Google waitlist today. So here is one in Excel, and here is Google. So let's open that up. All right, CCBC waitlist 2022 1.0. All right, here it's loading up for us. There is a search feature over here on the right. I don't personally use this. You're welcome to. I'm going to show you how I use this, but really importantly here, this snapshot helps you see how many kids you have on the infant wait list, toddler, toddler 2, early preschool as we call them. You can rename these classrooms, preschool, pre-K, school age. Right now we have a wait list specifically for the summer of 2022, for the fall of 2022. So if they're calling today and they don't want to enroll until the summer of 2022, we grab them, we pull them down into that section so they don't get lost in our current wait list, which is really big. All right, here we go. Also, you can keep track here of how many families are going to be self-pay, that are CCAP, that are maybe unknown as far as payment style, those that you've communicated to that are waiting, we've sent an email, those that will call back, and so on and so forth. So there's some great statistics on here. Let's dive into the wait list. All right, the colors, if you love the colors, awesome. If you hate them, we can fix them. We can show you how to do that. So there'll be instructional video here too. I'll show you how to change colors. You can change the names. A lot of these things are very easily and customizable. All right, here we go. So we've got ASAP. This is kind of like future people actually. So this, I'm going to retitle this to future. So these are kiddos, let's say that maybe are mothers that are still expecting, kids that are not born yet. So you can put them in here. Date of birth, you're just gonna guess, you're gonna put in maybe the due date. If you have infants, they could go in here. Toddler 1, so these are our 1-year-old classroom. So we'd slide these guys in here. We've got a classroom for 2-year-olds, okay? So if you have a name for this, maybe these guys are the Tigers. Maybe that's your Tiger 2s, I don't know what they are, but you can rename those for you as well. Early preschool in our program, those are 3-year-olds. And then we've got preschool, those are 4-year-olds. Pre-K, those are gonna be 4 and 5s. In general, here's our school age group of kiddos. And then here is our children that are waiting for our summer to start 2022, and then the fall of 2022 as well. So that's how it's organized. Now, let me dive in even more for you. You can collapse these categories. I can hit this minus sign over here, and that'll collapse. I can hit this one, and that will collapse. I can hit my school age, and that will collapse. So now those 3 categories at the bottom have all collapsed if we need to. Let's go all the way back up to the top. How you manipulate this is really important because there are formulas kind of hidden that you're not looking at on a regular basis inside this spreadsheet. So it's important anytime you enter a new child that you start with one of these lines that says new child. because the formulas are tucked inside of there. Let me show you really quick. If I roll over here to, this would be column L, row 5, and I click in that cell. Over here, there's a formula in that cell that's equals R2 divided by 12. Okay? Doesn't have to mean anything to you. But if I scroll over some more, there's another one over here in R5, and that formula is up here. And I'm not going to read it to you. I'm tempted. This formula takes their birth date and it turns it into months. So right now, David was born August 17th of 2016, and he's 65 months old. By simply adding a child's birth date, if I put in there 10/18/73, do I do that? Oh, it says I'm 579 months old. But this tracks the age, so this puts me at 48.3. I don't care. I guess I could share that. But let's say that wasn't 1993. Let's say that was 2017. Now I'm 4.3 years old. Do you see how this works? And I'm 51 months old. The important thing is when a parent calls to get on your wait list last April, today is January, they called last April, and you don't have a spot for them yet. Well, they might have moved from a 2-year-old classroom to a 3-year-old classroom. And this wait list and that formula will help you track that so that you can see that they were 2.5, but now they're 3.25. So now they'll move up in age, and it'll help you track that. Not only that, watch this. So this birth date of 10/18/17 at 4.3 puts them in preschool. But if they were born in 16, it helps categorize this. Now they're going to be in my pre-K classroom. And so we can help you set up the parameters of the different ages that are in your different classrooms. So as they're waiting and they're growing older, waiting to get in, it gives you that visual of, hey, this kiddo, I need to be looking at pre-K. You cannot do that with a sticky note. All right, so if you like that so far, keep watching. All right, let's say this one was born in 20. Now they're 1, because they're 15 months old. They're about a year and 3 months, and they would be going to our toddler 1 room. So you see how this works. So this is kind of a little bit of a beauty piece of our wait list that I absolutely love. You can rename these. Again, there's customization. There'll be some additional training. The customization is over here in this next waitlist source. So you can rename these names over here from infants to Todd 1 to toddler 2, early preschool. You don't have to keep these names. We can help you with the coloration and so on and so forth. So, all right, let's get back into the wait list. Real quick, I want to show you how I use it and why I feel it's so valuable. When I have an opening and I go to the wait list, I can really figure out and prioritize people on how I use it. So, all right, here we go. Oh, I got to share this with you. So, was in Cabela's, saw this coffee cup. My wife has a few. I could not pass this up. Come on. If you're a preschool teacher, would you not want to take that into preschool with you? All right, so at preschool, I recommend tea, hot tea. You can put the lid on. Cold tea, you're fine. At home, in the evening, you can put whatever favorite beverage you like. So, cheers. Okay, so let's look at a couple things. Let me show you how I enter someone into the wait list, all right? So let's say somebody calls and they go, hey, I'd like to get my kiddo on the wait list. I have all the conversation, all right? And if you haven't listened to any of my enrollment conversations, there's a whole playlist on the treasure chest. Real quick, I'll show you where that is. So right here under enrollment inquiries, if you click on this and scroll down, here is hours of conversations that I and a couple of admin have had with families that have inquired on the waiting list. So feel free to get into that. This is just managing the wait list. So let's get back to this. All right, let's enter a new infant onto the waiting list, okay? So I'm having a conversation and we let them know, hey, we don't have any openings now, but I'd be more than happy to put you on our wait list. How would that sound? She says, great. I say, wonderful. What is your daughter's name? Because I've been paying attention. And she said daughter, but she didn't give me the name. So I go, what is your daughter's name? Okay, those tips are in the videos that I just talked about. She goes, my daughter's name is Sarah. And what is your name? My name's Lily. And Lily, what's your last name? Brown. And Lily, what is the best number to reach you at? Great. And what is your email, Lily? It's lily@gmail.com. Wonderful. Okay, Lily, what are you looking for when we have this opening for Sarah? Are you needing Monday through Friday? Are you needing just a couple of days a week? She says, well, I really need Monday through Friday. However, I would be flexible to possibly start maybe 2 to 3 days per week if that's all you have to get me started. Great. I put those notes in there. And how soon would you like to start? She says, well, as soon as possible. Or maybe she says, I'm really thinking about maybe May. So I put the date in there for not looking to start until May. And finally, what is Sarah's birth date? Can you give me that? Great. So she gives me the birth date, and that is, I like this 10/18 thing. Let's see, Todd 1, I'm going to go with 2021. Nope, that's an infant, right? So it helps me. It gives me this visual. I see infant over there. She must be 2020. Yes, I got it right. Okay. And so now I have this visual of 1.3. I have the toddler 1. If I scroll over a little bit more, there's some more information like what's the status? Well, she's on the waiting list. Clearly, this is our waiting list. But we can use this for more later. So over here is going to be like future communication, okay? If I want to keep track of those that are going to be paying by themselves, privately paying, self-pay, I could click self-pay here. If they're paying with child care assistance, we call that CCAP in Colorado. I could check that, and that'll let me know who's going to be self-pay, who's going to be assistance, because I may prioritize accordingly. If I'm low in CCAP and I need to maintain a level, those people may need to bump up on our waiting list, but it could also tell me based on what you need for your center, all those kind of things. Let's say that I end this phone call and then I get back on the phone with them, say in 3 months, and I just sent them an email. I could just put on there sent email, and I double click this and I can put the date on there. And that's not today's date, so let's scroll forward quickly. Today's date is, well, let's say this, I sent them an email on April 12th. So I can make that note in there so I know when the last time I contacted was the email. And I could put please call back. So those are my notes for please call back, my shorthand. And I might send out that email to several people. Okay, let me just get back to entering people on the wait list. Also over here under status, we've got 5 levels of the wait list. So we've got green, blue, light blue, yellow, and red. Think about a stop sign. Red means stop. So for some reason, if someone's on my wait list and we determine that they are a stop, that means there's been some serious red flags. Maybe they've left our center and left us with a $500 bill and they didn't pay it. They called back to get on the wait list. I may put a red flag on there if I put them on the wait list. A yellow might just mean caution, slow down. So before enrolling that family, I'm going to slow down. I'm really going to look at notes. Maybe I need to make sure I've got some good plans in place before enrolling them on the wait list. There's something in here that's a little bit of a caution flag. Maybe they called and they said, you know what, we want to get on your wait list, but I read your handbook and I don't like your policies. Okay, that would be as red for me. But if they gave me some caution flags, I might put a yellow on. It just helps me prioritize people on the wait list. Light blue might just be kind of average, nice, simple. Hey, I'm just calling around wanting to get on a bunch of waiting lists, and doesn't really matter where I get in. I just need to get in somewhere. Okay, standard, average. Okay, if I have a really nice call with someone, and they're like, yeah, we've heard great things about your program, and we just love to get in. Great. Okay, wow. Okay, that's a little bit of above average call, right? So I might make that a bright blue. And then green is go. That might be a sibling. Like if I have Jeffrey and he's in my 3-year-old classroom, and then Jonathan is wanting to come in, that would be a green, because we would give priority to siblings. It might be a staff's child, or it might be a returning child that left and then is coming back. That's just was a wonderful family, marvelous partnership. So it allows you to prioritize your wait list. You following? You cannot do that on a sticky note. You can't keep track of that, but you can here. It's not difficult. Trust me, you can do this. So we're going to give Sarah a green, because we're just going to suggest that Sarah's sister may be in here. Now, here's the fun thing is that with Google, I can right click anywhere I'd like. I'm going to do it here under schedule. It's where I keep most of my notes, and I'm going to hit comment, and I'm going to go sibling John is in pre-K. Okay, and I'm just going to hit comment. So now, not only do you have your waitlist information, you have comments in here of ongoing conversation or of notes that you want to keep track of. I might jump back in here and said, Mom called back. Love her. And reply. So now, just by hovering over here, I can see these notes. And do you notice that it timestamps it? Today at 7:21 p.m. I'm working after hours a little bit, guys. I'm trying to help you out. I spent 2.5 hours in a dentist chair this morning, went to work, had a day, had to quarantine a classroom, did some staffing, ran my son to the doctor, and I'm here helping you learn our wait list. Stick with me. Here we go. All right. But knowing this is time sensitive, that's because if somebody else answers the phone, another admin, and they put notes in here, you can see who's having conversation. It's invaluable when you're trying to build relationships with families. I might do this. I might go in here and go, moving from Alabama. Did I spell it right? Alabama. With the capital A. I understand. Thank you. Okay. Hang on. I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to edit that. This spring. So now they call me back and I go find her and I look at my notes and I go, hey, how's the move from Alabama going? And they go, how's he know that? Because I have notes, I'm tracking stuff and I'm paying attention. I'm starting to build a relationship. Have you ever met someone, you shook their hand, got introduced, and they said, hi, I'm Kirk, what's your name? Oh, I'm Sarah. And you drop the hand and you drop the name and you forget. And you see them a week later, you're like, your name is, you don't have to do that because you're taking notes, you're building those relationships. All right, here we go. Here, date, double click. And here's the date they get on the wait list. In here, I like to put our initials. So I know which admin put this person on the waiting list. So that's really helpful because I can always call them or reference them, or we just kind of know who, because that person that took that first call probably started to build that relationship. So you can use that or not. If you don't like that column, you can right click and delete that column. You can manipulate this. All right. So this is how you put someone on the waiting list. Let me show you something that you don't do. Okay. If you need to add another line, don't right click, insert, and start typing. Because if I do, and this is Pippi, and I come over here and I put their birth date in, 1/1/2016. Nothing happens. Crickets. Do you see how there's not a formula here? This didn't populate. Their month and age didn't populate. This didn't populate over here. Now these still work. Our drop downs are still there, but our formulas are gone. So if you need to add a line, I'm going to delete my work. You'll notice that I still have this line that I inserted. Just always grab one of these new child. I'm just going to click on this box over here, 15, Control C for copy, Control V for paste, and now I have formulas in there. Pippi comes back in, I put the birth date in, 1/1/2016, and it populates. That population is so important for keeping track of the ages of your kids. And there's not a lot of formulas in here, but that's one that's really, really helpful. Because when I put it in here, I realize that Pippi's in school age. Now watch what happens. I'm gonna click on Pippi on 14. I'm gonna click my mouse. If you look at my hand over here, it kind of grabs like this. See that? And then I'm gonna grab Pippi and I'm gonna drag her down here into our school age classroom. And I'm gonna let her go, okay? I'm gonna expand my school age classroom. Okay, where did Pippi go? Okay, Pippi's up here. All right, and then I'm just gonna grab her and sneak her in here, back in line. And now Pippi is in my school age classroom where she belongs. Got it? So the key is that if I use up these cells, let's say I put Tommy here, I put Jacob in here, right? And I don't have any more lines in my infants, okay? Here's how you're gonna add lines in your infant column, okay? You can do a couple things. If I click and then hit the shift, hold and click again, it highlights those three. I let go, and then I just grab these and slide them up into infants. And I have 3 more lines in there. I have more lines to go. I have more kids to add in my infants. These are some mechanics you're gonna wanna learn. I have spent thousands of dollars on other people's childcare software, months trying to learn it. And I'm a little bit techie, and I have others around me that are more techie than me, and I'm like, I can't navigate this. This is ridiculous. Once you learn how to navigate a Google sheet, kind of like an Excel document, you've got it. If you can copy, paste, bold, paint a cell with a color, and I'll show you how. Grab a line, copy, move it up and down a little bit, delete a line. You're done. You're done. You could spend a few hours a week for 4 weeks on YouTube looking at how to manipulate Google Sheets, and you'll get it. You'll get it. Okay? You'll get it. And then you're done. And then you can use all of my administrative tools forever, and you're set. Like, it's gonna work for you. Okay, let me show you a few more things. Again, I told you about collapsing. See this minus over here on the side? If I hit that, it collapses my infants. This expands it, so that's kind of cool. All right. Let's say, gosh, there's so many things on here I love. Okay, let's say you want to create an email. All right, so let's say I want to send out an email to like all of my toddler 2, all my 2-year-old waiting list families. Let me show you how easy this is. I am going to grab my email. I'm going to open it up just like that. And I am going to compose an email. So I go into this waiting list and I grab all of these emails. Do you see that? I just highlighted them. I clicked this first one here. I click and hold and drag, and I highlight all of those. And you can go old school and go right click and go copy. And then you go over here to your email. And I like to email it to myself. So I'm gonna send it to Childcare Biz. Oh, hey, Childcare Biz help. And then, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna BCC all of my families. You don't want to send an email out to 10 families and include everybody's email address in there. So make sure you blind carbon copy those emails. Just like that. YouTube it, how to blind carbon copy someone an email. All right, and then I go waiting list. Waiting list. Checking in. Check in. Waiting list check in. All right. So I'm going to type my email in here. Hey, you guys are wonderful. Just checking in. I've got a couple openings coming up in a couple of months. All right. And then I can send that email. Boom. I've just emailed all of these 9 families on my waiting list and said, hey, if you're still interested and looking for a position at Discovery Kids, just send me an update. Just reply with an update. I think we might have some availability coming up. Now that's a very broad one. I might get very narrow. And there's so much more. Gosh, I should put this in a part 2. I will. I'm going to put this in a part 2. Part 2 is 10 times more valuable than part 1. Okay? In this next video, I'm going to show you how I use this waiting list to really manage my enrollment. And then I'll go deeper into a little bit more technical. So, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following along. Make sure you catch my next one. It'll be in the treasure chest in the instruction video. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Appreciate ya. That's a wrap on this one. See you next time.